Greetings and salutations. Welcome to my video. This is an overview of the Dungeon Master screen for Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. The product code is 73714 for Gale Force 9. This is actually one of the newer ones. Yet again, quality cardstock back sheet. You got this delightful skull, which is the Frost Maiden's fortress. There you go with one of her avatar. Got some. It's all blue tone. Got a ghost frost giant sitting on his throne. So as I say, this is actually a fairly pretty blue feel tone on DM screen. It's horizontal landscape. On the first panel, on the far left, we happen to have random wilderness encounters, number of wilderness counters, table, awakened beast encounters, frost druid friends, extreme cold rules, frigid water rules. So there you go. You got some rules for falling in the frigid water. And then you got slippery ice rules, thin ice rules, overland travel, mountain travel table right here, as well as a Tall Tales in the 10 Towns table here. And over here is the emblems for the 10 towns, the general score for the towns between friendliness, services, and comfort, as well as basic information, what pages to look it up on in the book. And the information includes available quests, population, leader, militia, tribal warriors, veterans, sacrifice to Alariel, rivals, and then so forth. And then over here, we have this little map for the Caves of Hunger. Doing this, I'm all of a sudden now a little bit louder in the camera. But anyways, it's basically reflecting my voice back at me. And it's hitting off this one right here and reflecting into my ears. So you got the map of the Cave of Hungers with the basic key for all the events or each of the major rooms. Psychic Hauntings and Telili's location table. So, if you want to roll a d6 to find out where she is, you're good. As far as this is concerned, this is actually a rather nice map. It's rather condensed, but still fairly visible, and the numbers are well marked on it. This would have been a nice case of having a Maps and Miscellany pack with this, but, that was kind of a weird experiment Wizards of the Coast went with and never came back to. The Psychic Hauntings table and Tilili's location table is handy. This is somewhat handy from what I understand, how I can theorize its usefulness in the campaign. However, it's not going to be super useful all the time. So it's just a handy quick reference. Tales of the 10 Town table is fairly useful, but you're going to run through it pretty quickly. The wilderness survival rules here is actually exceedingly useful. This is actually more expanded out than the wilderness kit table. So if you truly want to go out in the frigid wilderness and explore in Iceland, this table actually has a lot of that useful stuff for your frigid adventures out on the ice and ocean. As well as the wilderness encounter tables here. This section is probably the most useful right here, overall, of it, for general cold adventure climate adventures. Cold adventure climate adventures. But anyways, this is somewhat useful. I'm thinking this might be like a nice quick reference thing, but not super amazing. The map is handy, as well as these tables over here. So I'm saying this is probably fairly decent from what it looks. Considering that Icewind Dale is largely a cold environment survival situation campaign with a dash of horror, these rules right here are going to come in really handy. I'm thinking this is probably in the mid 3 stars, probably 3.5 to 3.75 stars. The thing that's probably going to get used the least is the the tales of Tall Tales in the 10 Towns table here. The Towns of 10 Towns section right here is going to be one of those things that whenever you go to a different town, it's going to be handy. This section is only really useful for when you're in the Caves of Hunger. But this stuff over here is going to be always useful all the time. So yeah, it's in that 3.5 star territory. It's handy dandy once you get this basic information down right here, or if you've already gone to the Caves of Hunger and you're done with it, you might want to put a new sheet over that with your updates on other stuff. But all the rest of it is looks to be fairly useful. And you got that nice little piece of artwork of the 3 kobolds in a trench coat, as well as Chiwanga and winter wolves and bunny, and a night scene that's really dark and hard to make out exactly. Yeah, I'm saying this is probably like a 3.5 star for the preliminary overview score. Once I run Icewind Dale, I will be able to give you a more exact score. Once I run enough rounds into Icewind Dale, I will be able to give you an exact score on what I truly think of this. Because you never entirely know until you've actually done it a bunch of times, and you actually get a good feel for what's really useful and what's not useful at all. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you had a delightful time and a wonderful week. And see you next time.